Hi, hello, good morning. So, my name is Professor Simha. So, today we are going to understand the introduction to economics. Okay, so these are the important topics that we are going to cover in this lecture session. So, we are going to understand the meaning and definition of economics and central problems of an economy. And further, we are going to discuss the factors of production and so we are going to discuss the distinction between micro and macroeconomics. So and the meaning of microeconomics and macroeconomics and confusions. Okay. The economics has derived from the Greek word economikos. Ecos means household. Nomos means management, custom, or law. Economics is a study of managing the household. So it's basically the management of finance of an household. So now let's study the meaning of economics. Economics is a science which studies how people and society end up choosing with or without the use of money to employ scarce productive resources that could have alternative uses to produce the various goods and services over time and distributing them for the consumption now or in the future among the various persons or groups in society. So let's put economics in a simple way. Economics is a branch of science which studies the economic activities. So now the question arises, which are the economic activities and which are not? Economic activities which are motivated by profit. So we do businesses in order to make profit. That comes under economic. And mothers prepare food and feeds the family. Of course, it is not an economic activity. So thus, economic is a science which studies the economic activities. Economics is a social science that studies production, distribution, consumption of goods and services. Adam Smith is considered as the father of economics. He defined the political economy as an inquiry into the nature and causes of the wealth of nations. Then in 19th century, political economy has been renamed as economics by Alfred Marshall. So let's discuss the central problems of an economy. What to produce, how to produce, and for whom to be produced. So these are the central problems of an economy. And now let's discuss one by one what to produce. That means which goods and services will be produced in an economy and in what quantities. How to produce those goods and services? The question is simple. The answer is simple. Where there will be maximum utility, okay, those commodities will be produced. So this is the subject which comes under the price theory. Now, second important central problem of an economy, how to produce. It refers what techniques to be used in the production, whether the labor intensive technique has to be used in the production process or capital intensive technique has to be used. An economy has to select the technique which maximizes the output and minimizes minimum cost. That's very important. Whatever may be the technique, so economics which guides us, whatever the techniques which maximizing our profit and minimizing the costs. So that particular techniques to be chosen in the production activities. Okay, so this is that we deal in the theory of production. Now the third important central problem of an economy is for whom to be produced. It is basically related to the distribution of goods and services among the various users. That means how the income and wealth of an economy has to be distributed, has to be divided among the factors of production in the form of rent, wages, interest, and profit. Basically, this particular the central problem called for whom to be produced. So that is dealt in the theory of distribution. So now, why this? What are the causes of these economic problems? So we do not have the enough resources. So we are having the scarce resources, and those scarce resources which have to be utilized, which have to be allocated among the different users, because we have unlimited wants. So in order to satisfy our wants, so we have to judiciously utilize, allocate the resources which are scarce. So there the problem arises. So that is called as what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to be produced. This particular the central problems which are dealt in economics, how best the scarce resources which could be allocated judiciously, wisely, so in order to satisfy our limited wants. So that is the subject matter of economics. So now let's discuss some of the important terminologies of an economy in economics, basically. So we had come across the term called economy, factors of production, and factor cost. So now let's discuss what do you mean by economy? Economy is a system. Economy is a region in which the people earn for their bread. Okay? Economy is a region. Economy is a system in which the people earn for their living in order to satisfy their wants through the process of production, consumption, investment, and exchange. So we had come across the factors of production. There are certain factors which are being used in the production process. Among them, we have land, labor, capital, organization. So these are the four important factors of production. How these factors of production which are earning reward, the reward goes to land in the use of production, that is called rent. Wages or salaries which will be the reward for the labor, and interest is the reward for the capital that has been used in the production process, and profit that goes to the organization or entrepreneur or the business manager. So now, what is factor cost? The expenses incurred in hiring those factors in the production process, those expenses which we incurred in the process of production, that is called as factor cost. Further, so we are going to discuss the two branches of economics. One is microeconomics and macroeconomics. Let's understand what is microeconomics. Micro is used to indicate something related to a specific area. The term macro, which has been used to denote something related to the general area. So now let's discuss the distinguish between microeconomics and macroeconomics. And microeconomics is studies the behavior of an individual consumer. How an individual consumer is behaving in a market whenever he goes for purchasing something, whenever she goes for shopping, how she is going to behave, how she is going to respond for the different the factors like whether price increases or decreases, how the individual consumer is going to behave. So that is a subject matter of microeconomics. Microeconomics is a subject which deals with how all the consumers in the market for all the items, how all the consumers in the market they behave towards the purchase of different items in the market. That is the subject matter of macroeconomics. So further, microeconomics is studying the behavior of individual producer. How the individual producer is going to hide the factors in the production process. Whenever there is a changes taken place in the labor or labor costs, how the producer behaves. At the macroeconomics, which is the behavior of all the production units. So therefore, single production unit, single enterprise or individual producer, how he behaves whenever he is hiring the factors of production, like how he is hiring the labor, how he is going to take up the inputs in the production process, how an individual producer or the entrepreneur or the business manager is behaving. So that is a subject matter of microeconomics. So macroeconomics is studies which all the production units, how all the production units are behaving. So that is the subject matter of macroeconomics. Microeconomics is the group of consumers or the producers. But macroeconomics, where we study the production and supply level of a nation. In microeconomics, production and consumption of an individual units is the subject matter, and general level of employment, income, that is the subject matter of macroeconomics. Demand and supply of an individual by percentage and individual units. So how the demand and supply of the goods and services will be affecting for an individual consumer. So that is the subject matter of microeconomics. Macroeconomics studies entire economy as a whole. Therefore, micro means it is a price theory. Micro means how the price is going to determine, how the price is going to fix by an individual producer. How output is going to decide it. Output is going to decide by the individual units or the individual producer. That is the subject matter of microeconomics. Therefore, price and output determination, the decision taken with regard to the price and output by an individual business enterprise, that is the subject matter of microeconomics. Macroeconomics is the price and output level of the producers in the country. So that is the subject matter of macroeconomics. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Have a good day. Bye.